several-time world champion, just recently competed at Sheffield. But here today, I asked her, your total, likely to get you a spot on Team USA? And she said, this is where I hold and value a national title and the national championship itself. I think top athletes should be here. Hats off to her for arriving. Asked her what kind of condition she'd be in. Probably not 100%, but enough to put on a show.
Yeah, hasn't competed at a national since 2022, so it'll be interesting to see.
Elisa Tesler, 152.5, makes easy work of that.
Elisa competed last year at nationals, placed second, competed at bench worlds last year as well, and most recently competed at bench nationals.
Kenya Calderon, 152.5 for her opening squat.
Very comfortable looking opener there for Kenya. And 2-1, good lift, just receiving a death call from that left side referee.
Alison Mormon, 170 for her opening squat. 84 kilo class. Will bounce around between the 84s and 84 pluses in this first flight.
Alison opening just 5 kilos below her best. Pretty new to the sport, has only been competing since 2023. And actually only competed most recently in March. So really not so long ago.
Well, some people like to compete often. Makes easy work at 170, and Allison on the board.
Good lift, 3 white lights.
The Shell Kerr, we're into the 84 plus. She weighed in at 95.43 kilos. 170 kilos for her opening squat. Got a Team USA singlet. Do we have a little background on her, Amelia?
This is her she placed third at Nationals in 2023, first at Bench Nat 2024, and the singlet would be from Bench Worlds last year in Texas. So expecting a big bench from her. Comfortable looking opener.
Yeah. And that's really what you want squat to look like. No major efforts needed. Michelle Robbins in the 84 kilo class, 185 kilos for her opening squat.
Yeah, Michelle opening just 2.5 kilos below her personal best, which obviously means a lot has been going right for her, or we would hope that be the case. She was the national champ in 2023, an APF champ in 2023, but competed last year in the nationals in the 76 kilo class.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say she competed at bench nats and she won best lifter there.
We'll have to keep an eye on her bench press. Yeah, coming in today, only 80.41 on the scales. That's a small 84, just moving up from the 76s. Makes easy work of 185 kilos.
And good lift, considering that so close to her max. Excited to see what she continues to put on. And as I mentioned, a big bench. She actually has a bigger bench PR than Amanda Lawrence.
Wow. And that's bragging rights. Here's Tiffany Savage, last year's 84 kilo national champion. If Amanda Lawrence wasn't here, she'd be a favorite to repeat. Talk the big body in the back. They said one of the goals they'd like to check off, 600 kilo total.
Yeah, not only national champion from last year, but then went on to win NAPFs last year with a 572.5 total.
Easy opening squat, 187.5. 3 white lights. 187.5 will stay on the bar for Julia Pandolfi, and we will stay in an 84 kilo class.
Julia, definite contender for podium with a PR total of 485. Definitely worth keeping an eye on. Extremely comfortable opener there for Julia. Good lift, 3 white lights.
Stephanie Feathers, 84 kilo class. Stephanie opening up with 192.5 kilos.
Yeah, Stephanie is one of our 200 plus kilo squatters in this fight.
Some big squats going to take place. Powerlifting America National Championships. And 424 is easy work for Stephanie.
Good lift, 3 white lights.
Nicolette Ziegler with 195. One of the 84 pluses, but just barely. She weighed in at 84.01.
Very interesting. I don't know if she's looking to cut down, but her PR total was 590. And imagine that at an 84.
Yeah, it's definitely respectable.
Has got a PR squat of 225. So let's see how this 195 moves.
Easy.
Yeah, very, very comfortable.
It's interesting that she was so close to 84 and a 590 total. If she gets into the 600s as an 84, that's instantly competitive. Layla Soto, 210 kilos.
Yeah, so Layla's actually the reigning junior world champion in the 84s, so really looking forward to seeing what she can do here today and any progress she's been able to make. She's a 227 kilo squat, which I believe is the world record in the 84 juniors, or was.
Layla 2-1 is good. And here we are, Amelia Amanda Lawrence, multiple-time world champion, multiple-time best lifter at the World Championships, multiple-time Sheffield participant. Her resume stacks up with anybody else in the game, 222.5 kilos for her opening squat. Took an injury in prep for this event, abductor injury. Could have pulled out. Said she wanted to be here.
Just to correct myself there, actually the junior world squat record still belongs to Amanda. And here she is now.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one to beat.
Yeah. Like you said, we're going to still see some huge numbers from Amanda today. Not going to be pushing that top end, I wouldn't imagine. She doesn't need to, but still so impressive, even when she's capping herself.
It's appreciative when somebody Amanda's caliber, who definitely won't need a total here to stay on Team USA, shows up in respect for the event and respect for the crowd and people who are here. 3 white lights.
Yeah, like you said, it shows a lot of respect for her competitors still showing up.
240, Bonica Brown. 84 plus division. Bonica, legend in the game herself.
Yeah.
Also multiple-time world champion in and out of equipment, world games.
Yes.
Veteran of the game.
7-time world champion, 1-time world games champion.
That's her resume. And this is a red hot division, the 84 plus.
This will, of course, punch her ticket to Germany. Been a couple of years since we've seen Malika on that international platform, so excited to see what she puts up today. Moving 40 kilos below her PR squat.
She should have a sizable advantage here in the 84 pluses. She doesn't have to go all out. Doesn't mean she won't.
No, absolutely.
Gives a thank you for the adjustment on the rack, and 165 for Elisa Tesler. Elisa backstage was saying she's a little she's a little bit nervous. Doesn't look it here.
No, I think she's got that first squat out of the way, and Elisa again another definite contender for that podium. Also, same as Julie over the 485 PR total. Seems a lot more comfortable this time round. Julie's also the lightest in the 84s, weighing in at 78.8 kilos. So just a smidge above the 76, really.
Yeah, you gotta think that's a water cut away. .165 moves well.
That's a good lift, yeah. Sorry, so just correct myself. Yeah, Tiffany and Layla looking at the real contenders there for podium is Stephanie just off of that.
165 for Kenya Calderon in the 84 kilo class. 7.5 kilo jump for her.
363. Set up.
Very comfortable looking second and a comfortable 2.5 kilo PR. Pretty what likes.
We're moving quickly here. Spotters and loaders doing a good job like a pit crew. And 177.5 for Allison Warman. Staying in the 84 kilo class.
Yeah, opting for a 7.5 kilo jump here as I mentioned her opener, getting close to her PR, now over it. Seeing that a lot from these ladies, really pushing themselves in this prime time.
That looks good. Quite a bit more work than the opener, but you'd expect that on your second, and she gets 3 wide legs.
Yeah, and considering she smiles at the top, I think perhaps not quite as worried with how it moved. She'll know herself better than anybody else.
Michelle Kerr, 180 kilos, sizable 10 kilo jump from her opener as we move into the 84 pluses.
Still relatively comfortable for Tashao.
3 wide legs. Handles the 10 kilo jump quite well. And Michelle Robbins, 195 for her second attempt. Also a 10 kilo jump for the veteran of the game. Multiple national championships, made national teams.
Yeah, already Michelle surpassing her personal best on squat here. We know she has a huge bench on her, and if she's progressed in deadlift as well, definitely could push to put pressure on Layla and Tiffany should they make any mistakes for those podium positions.
Modest Michelle opting not to wear Team USA singlet.
Very controlled squat all the way throughout.
3 wide legs. Leaving a little bit labored there. Okay, smiles. I wasn't entirely sure of the expression on her face as she was re-racking the bar. Sometimes just tightness, tension, you find once you walk it off.
Yeah, especially with those more controlled squats, they can feel like they take a little bit more out of you at times.
Julia Pandolfi, 197.5.
Getting close to our max of 200 kilos. Wow, and still extremely comfortable, Julia. 319, good lift. Pacing for a big final squat.
Tiffany Savage, 200 kilos for her second attempt.
12.5 kilo jump for Tiffany. I think this is the largest jump we've seen in this flight, and I think the largest jump we will see in this flight, actually.
And when the weights get heavy and Tiffany starts hitting them, wait till you see the exchanges between her and her coach. They fire each other up and put on some fireworks. 200 kilos even. Depth.
A little turbulence on the way up, but still moving at a considerable speed there, and with matching her personal best on the second with 200 kilos on for a very good day. Should they make a smart decision for that third?
Yeah, I would say 5 kilos is there on the day. What do you think?
I would agree with the style that she squats in. It's quite quick on the descent. I think 5 kilo jump feels sensible. 7.5, I think at a push, but 5, I would agree with Ryan.
Matching the national champion now, Stephanie Feathers. 200 kilos even. And might we see a bit of a battle? Obviously, Amanda Lawrence ahead of the pack, but there's some podium spots to be dealt with. Stephanie would like to throw her hat in the ring.
Yeah, a little bit of a spread right now, but we've seen people creep up throughout the week. Tiffany, Layla, Stephanie, and even perhaps Michelle all could climb up there.
Tiffany put in 207.5, so they're pushing their chips to the middle. They know they might have a fight for that medal. Nicolette, 205 for her second attempt in the 84 plus. Through white lights, and she's on the board. Layla Soto up next, 217.5, a 7.5 kilo jump for her.
That's 9.5 kilos off the personal best.
As we stay taking a look at the forecast there, you see what I'm saying? Underneath Amanda Lawrence, those 3 ladies only 2.5 kilos apart, and there's only 2 spots on that podium. We're going to have a scrap for some medals here, Amelia.
Yeah, and I definitely wouldn't count Layla out of that fight just because she's a little bit under as it stands. Definitely a very strong contender for that podium position, reigning junior world champion.
Good second attempt, judges agree. Amanda Lawrence up next, 235 kilos. Taking a 12.5 kilo jump. Crowd cheers as the reigning world champion takes to the platform. When you hear that name come out of those speakers, the crowd's going to respond.
Even if she's not pushing out her top numbers, she's taking it as seriously as she would be if she was.
Yeah, I mean, even for Amanda Lawrence, 235, this is work.
Not too much work though.
Wow. It was still work, though, and I'm paying attention to how she leaves the platform. Keep in mind, she did have an abductor injury, and that is definitely going to hamper that squat.
Yeah.
And Worlds is relatively close, so she doesn't want to re-aggravate. I'm interested in seeing what they do next. I'm thinking maybe 5 kilos.
Yeah, like we said, she doesn't need to have near her best day to walk out on top.
She's here to give people a show, and we appreciate that. But at the same token, you got to make the Worlds in the best shape possible. Bonica Brown, 252.5.
I think an athlete taking a similar approach here, taking a 12.5 kilo jump, you know, the opener was easy, and we know that she squat 280 before.
Let's go, Bonica. You can do it.
Yeah, and as expected, it's still super comfortable for her.
Yeah, that was very easy for Bonica.
Yeah, I don't think she's looking to hit anywhere near her top end today. And like we said, her PR total is 90 kilos ahead of the next lifter in her flights.
Kenya Calderon, 170.
Looking for a 7.5 kilo PR here on her squat.
Look like an appropriate third to you, Amelia.
Yeah, actually, I mean, a couple more kilos maybe could have been there, but you don't necessarily need to absolutely tank yourself out on that third attempt.
Elisa Tesler, 172.5. Now this matches her previous personal best, but we also noted body weight not much heavier than the weight class below. That'll affect the list. This might be a body weight PR. She's almost in another weight class. She's still strong though.
Yeah.
You know what? Might have had 2.5 more kilos for PR actually. 2020 hindsight.
I was going to say, again, a really nice third attempt. The couple of extra kilos could have been there, but as I said before, still 6 lifts left to go of the day, and well worth conserving some energy if you're not in a fight.
I love the W. Warman. Throwing up some hand signals for the friends and family back home. 182.5.
Must be a 7.5 kilo PR for Alison. Like I said before, competed pretty recently, just a few weeks ago really, in March. So a quick turnaround.
Position there. I see the knees come in and then the top buckled over. Nice catch by the spotters and loaders. Michelle Kerr, 84 plus, will attempt 187 kilos for her third and final squat of the day. We're day 4, but those spotters and loaders, Amelia, are working rather quickly. This is a quick turnaround.
Yeah, and with the kind of weights we're going to see today, they are going to have to. This will be a 2.5 kilo PR for Tashel.
Three white lights. The lift is good.
3 white lights, that is a good lift in the UPR.
And Michelle Robbins looking to enter into the 200 kilos today, 202.5.
That's be a 15 kilo PR on top of what it was coming in today. And like I said, definitely someone to keep an eye on for that podium if that's how she's starting off the session. Another 7.5 kilo jump, so feeling confident after that 195.
Her projected total is already over her PR total coming into this.
Wow.
And that was right on the money with the attempt selection. She might be a sneaky contender here. Holy smokes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. As you said, her total on prognosis already higher than her PR total. Her opening deadlift just 10 kilos below her PR deadlift.
I mean, she could really surprise people here. Julia Pandolfi, 205 in the 84s. We might have some shakeups.
Julia looking for a 5 kilo PR here on her final attempt. Wow, still very comfortable. I can't imagine too much wrong with that. We'll wait for the lights anyhow.
Waiting for the lights. I don't suspect she's got to worry too much, and I agree with you. I think she's got a lot left for the bench press and deadlift, as her coach says, don't worry about it. Let's leave. No need to let them deliberate any longer. And that's Tiffany Sayre that has 3 white lights. And that's Tiffany Savage.
And looking for a 7.5 kilo PR here. A big contender for that silver. Looking for a big PR total. Currently at 572.5. Reigning national champion.
Strong squat in the middle, very quick on the descent, fast out the hole and ready to fight halfway through. She needed those kilos. Unexpected battles here in the 84s. Tiffany, coming into this new Amanda Lawrence, was big trouble, gonna let Amanda do her thing. Thought a big favor for a silver, but as the day's progressing, these ladies are leveling up. 207.5 for Stephanie Feathers.
Oh, great fight from Stephanie.
Answers right back, Amelia.
Absolutely, and with almost all the lifters in this flight snatching PRs, they are really pushing themselves to these big totals. 2 to 1 is a good lift.
Nicolette Ziegler, 210.
So a little below her PR, so maybe she is cutting down slowly to the 84s.
She was literally 0.01 away. If she missed, she just missed, but actually that wouldn't have been the case. .210 moves well. Yeah, she would be another contender in the 84s. Layla Soto in the 84s, 222.5.
Big contender here. Taking a 5 kilo jump below her PR, but it's a tight race for podium, so she's not going to want to risk losing out any kilos here.
feel like almost every 84 that hits the platform, we're saying they're a contender, but we're not lying. It is literally that close to get onto the platform today.
Good lift, 3 white lights, collapse those extra kilos, and as Ryan said, it is close and that will matter.
Amanda Lawrence, 242.5, 7.5 kilo jump, and this is a pretty big jump, but she's also a lot more ratcheted up the intensity for this one, taking it a lot more seriously.
Yeah, just because she has got 256 before doesn't mean that's there every single day. 242.5 is still a huge squat.
I'll be honest with you, this is closer to her top end than I thought she might go today.
And Amanda is